Okay. Well, yeah.
Get ready when you are, Mara.
So, welcome everyone to this meeting of the Police Committee. Right.
We've not received any apologies.
Thank you. Item 3 is declaration of interest. Red card that we've got some. Okay. Okay, what would you think?
All the that move back.
The camping sales please.
So far we've sold 470 tickets and 127 camping pictures. Obviously now in the last 4 weeks running up to the festival, we are expecting great ticket sales.
Was it last year that we had?
The final figure, off the top of my head, I think it's like 4 came in the last 4 weeks or the weekend itself.
Any questions? Nobody? The camping sales, they're sales last year.
Yeah, they're pretty much on par with where they were. Yeah.
Thank you. You want to go on to the main stage?
So
Okay.
main stage is all programmed. One was Sky. We've got the Kendall Drone, the mini theatre, and the little theatre main stages this year. So that will be confirmed, contracted, deposits paid, and the staff and all the process of just building the trolleys ready to deliver little programs, merchandise, and all the stuff.
Are you happy with that, Simon? Everything going okay? And parties?
From our point of view, everything's where it should be.
Yeah, but then giving back with all disappointment.
We did have a couple, we've actually lost a couple of acts for health reasons this year, but
People are going to go.
no. So, time. Yours, mate.
Pictures.
So all the showcasing pictures for the festival have been allocated. Everyone's paid and signed their contracts, so we've got good variation of caterers this year, which is quite good to see. So we've got Thai food down at the bottom. That's the picture there. So we've got the burger round out at the bottom. We've got a caterer returning down to outside the music this year. He's been there quite a while, moved up here once to Munich and Gordon, now moving back. So we've got Gordon catering down at the Munich, Outside the town hall, we've got What the Club, which is chicken and salads and all that sort of stuff. Outside Shackleton Hall, which is the new catering pit, we've got Stone Baked pizzas, which I actually tasted at an event yesterday, and they were really nice. And then we've got another local caterer returning outside the Duke Lancaster, and some delicious should be good. So we've got a good variation throughout the festival area, and all the caterers that have obviously been awarded pictures have agreed to collect the food vouchers that we give out to artists and crew, all those that make sure the festival goes ahead smoothly. And then we've got a local ice cream van bringing through ice cream vans over the weekend as well.
Yes. And I'm just wondering whether we checked on the
Yeah, so the condition in the contract is that they obviously follow the guidance and regulations we so we will be doing spot checks over the weekend as well as environmental health.
as well. Yes, okay.
Just to clarify, that the one that's going to be at the town hall, is it going to be on the last Sunday road rather than?
Yeah, so in between the junction on St George Street, that's where they'll be located. Outside Blackpool will be the Hollywood Trail, put that in a more prominent position. Because issue and how long on these. But they've been out developing pitches. They'll be across the junction of St George Street, which the events team will put a road closure already signed up. The night before, so that it's clear and ready for them to get into.
Any more questions on that? No? The next item is volunteers. How are we doing?
So we're doing quite a lot of volunteers this year. So we've got a good variation of roles over the festival, from box office, merch selling, lift picking, handing out programs, that sort of stuff. So most of the spots are filled, but if there is anyone else that would like to put forward a couple of hours, whether it's merch selling program and lift picking, it would be appreciated. So if there is anyone, please do let me know. But as far as it goes, all the volunteers that have done it past 2 years are coming back and we're getting stuck in again. So it should go, yeah.
There's a couple that we know that came into picking.
I think we've probably got about 7, 8 before the coming
It's more pitches.
So obviously now in the last 4 weeks for the festival, Scott Dawson will be all hands on deck to make sure that the word's being spread far and wide for the festival. So I know there's a couple of videos that we're working on, various press releases, radio interviews, all the normal sort of stuff. We should see by the back end of this week that we should have 25 bands going out across Lancashire with the branded up for the festival, and people to get tickets and all that sort of stuff. Community Rail Lancashire put posters out at all their stations, so that between Colne to Preston up to Cumbria, across the Southport, every station's got a big poster. The station should be good. There'll be various bits of competitions, being run, paid social media campaigns. In the next couple of weeks, the festival programme should be ready Wednesday afternoon, which will be kicking off and putting out all the pubs with nice little donations in, and we'll start obviously distributing those. There'll be the shop local scheme that will be running shortly. There'll be a video made for that, press release, and then obviously the team that's got those will be here over the weekend taking videos for all of them on the social media. But we're expecting to see a big increase and a big push on marketing and PR over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be quiet, isn't it? Not visible. Weird. No.
Just so you know, film 2 videos, just this past week. There's an interview with me at the Hippodrome. I've been over to in Manchester State. Somebody who showed the time being in their names, but that'll be ready to go out soon.
Okay. That's without the one that you. Any other questions?
No, I just get a bit worried when it's. Okay, you will be, whole person.
No, that's get back to this town hall. There's two things I'm doing. One is about the town hall stage, one about town hall bar.
So, once again, the town hall will be an official fringe venue. So we've had the acoustic panels installed in the function room, which has improved the acoustics down there massively. We'll be putting a stage down there, obviously Convoy Society programmed. The town hall fringe venue should be good, and we'll be obviously utilising the town hall bar over the weekend. But the town hall will also be obviously the box office, the base security, the volunteers, and street entertainment. This year we will be, well, last year we put a stage on outside town halls, our outdoor venue, which was really successful. It really boosted bar sales, and obviously more we sell on the bar, more income towards the festival, which was great to see. So this year we had a little bit of a look around, and it actually worked out cheap to put a marquee up. And put the stage and sound like and all that sort of stuff inside the marquee, because you've got that weather protection then. So if it is a little bit wet, obviously you can gather under the marquee. So we've worked with St John's to use their land and obviously they'll put the solar on. And guys, a little bit live music in the marquee, again programmed by Convoy Society, and we'll be running the outdoor bar. To try and bring as much money back into the festival as possible. But that's pretty much it. Hang on.
Because yes, Alice.
Have you got enough staff for the bar this year?
We do, yes.
Yeah. I don't want it to be put on just 1 or 2 people.
No, we've got more bar staff this year than we did last year. I think at one point last year there must have been 8 of them on the outdoor bar. It was that busy. So we've got plenty of bar staff on. Everyone that's worked on a bar previously, so know all about Challenge 25 and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're well prepared.
Thank you.
Any more questions on that? No? Next item is operational updates.
So I did hand out just before the meeting a updated road traffic management plan. So we've got notification from Lancashire County Council about 3-4 weeks ago now that they are planning on doing some roadworks down the bottom end of town. So they are planning on closing Bridge Street, Guyside and Smith Street, which obviously does affect our usual traffic management plans for the festival. So I had a site visit with licensing officer and taxi licensing to have a look at the bottom end of town, see what we can do to make sure that obviously taxis can still serve the festival and make sure that everything's arranged for that bottom end of town. So we have moved the road closure up slightly to the junction of Queen Street. So as you're coming up from Burnley Road, you can take a right onto Knox Lane, so then go to Bridge Street and Shore Street. And they'll be assigned their states, no right and turn after that point. If people want to carry on going, there are all options. Take left down Queen Street, go to W Garage. So that's all been amended. We have upgraded the barriers this year, the road closures, instead of it being the plastic chapter 8 barriers that taxis like to drive over and vehicles like to drive over. We've actually gone for the metal crowd control barriers, which should be more of a deterrent, and if it's more to drive over and follow up and damage your own vehicle. But we'll have stewards on each end of the road closure, and we'll have our event staff up and down the event area checking all the barriers. We have changed the road closure time slightly. So in previous years, we've closed the road on Friday at 5 o'clock, reopen it at 2 a.m. on Saturday, reopen it at 10 a.m., close at 2 a.m. and so on. But this year, what we're going to try to do is close it at 5 o'clock on the Friday evening, reopen at 2 a.m. And then when it closes at 10 a.m. on Saturday, it won't reopen until 2 a.m. on the Monday morning.
Could you just repeat that?
Yeah, so it'll close at 5 p.m. on the Friday, reopen at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. It'll then close again at 10 a.m. on the Saturday morning, and it won't reopen until 2 a.m. on the Monday morning. So obviously it gives all the businesses the opportunity to get their deliveries on the Saturday. Most of the businesses don't get any deliveries on the Sunday. We have got a letter that's been printed today, which will distribute to all the businesses with information on the road closures, the time, and if there's any questions, they can obviously get in touch with the office. But we're trialling that this year because one, it's cheaper, two, it takes pressure off the event staff, and three, it also makes it easier in the morning. Because normally when the road closes at 10 o'clock, you've got to wait a good half an hour, 45 minutes to go to put anything up because the traffic management team is still trying to close that road. So we're just going to trial it this year, see how it goes. In terms of security, we've got various security throughout the festival. So we've also got stewards on the road closure. We've got 3 members of security at the patrol, 3 at the town hall, 5 at the unit, 2 at the Little Faith, and we'll have the team roaming as well up and down. But we've also got security based on the fairground this year, which we put the fairground rent up to cover the additional cost of the security. A lot of the issues we had last year were used for the fairground. All the first aid has been arranged, so the first aid will be based here, so the permanent will be 1 person here, and then the 2 will be roaming and rotate. But we'll also have 2 beds from the fairground, again, just to try and deal with any issues up there. All the waste management's been arranged, so we've been working with Federal Council to increase the number of bins out on the streets, especially now that they're having to go further afield to go and empty the bins. So we have got quite a lot more bins being spread out throughout the event area. We have asked that they put some stickers on them, some signs, show what bin is what, and this will try their best to make sure that happens. And obviously they'll help with the overnight clean, picking throughout the day. So that's all been arranged. I think that's it in terms of operational updates. If anyone has any questions.
And the event,
Yeah, I've got a few bucks. We're notifying the CCTV control about the road closures, so that if they be capable.
So CCTV control room's aware. We've got an e-sign meeting coming up in next week, maybe, which obviously the police will then be briefed on the road closure. We also got security on overnight for the market, and obviously out outside. So they'll be briefed and say if anyone breaks the road closure, take a photo of the reg plate, the license number, whatever, and then any that we can obviously report. Obviously, as deemed necessary, but we have inform the control room as well, just keep an eye out. And obviously when we come back in the morning, we'll send a team out and make sure all the caution are done.
That's the first one. Second one is last year there was, that I'm aware of, at least one bin that wasn't stopped. So paid for a big bin. So,
So I've got a nice big coop downstairs with about 6 different bin keys on. So I've been informed that one of them keys will open
Every,
the bin, so that I've got one of each copy.
okay, that's good one. And the other one is, I know for the venues, especially the theatre, last year, we've got a water crew at the same day for the event staff and the green room. Are you doing the same this year?
No, so we've gone back to bottled water this year, because a lot of the venues did make a very good and valid point that you can't take cups of water onto stage, because obviously they don't have a lid on. So we've already got the bottled water because the wholesale likes to stop you buying so many once you get focused. So it'll be back to bottled water. There's plenty for the green room and plenty for the acts to take on stage with them, along with towels and all the other fun stuff.
Okay. One last one. When you do the merchandise, when it goes down, can you actually either sign receipt to say what's in the floors? Last year, came down. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can sort that. So the new merch trolleys that we've got, which will obviously take up quite a lot of pressure off everybody. Everything's already in there, they're already ready now. So they've all got drawers, all labeled, it's got a built-in cash drawer, so no one can take it out. And I'll hold a card machine and the prices, but we'll get a slip to say, this is what you float, this is who signed it, and obviously it's all black and white.
It just means that there's no loss or misinformation, should we say, from here going down to the locations. Then when you get it back, you've got.
yeah,
On these road closures, you've got a road close sign on Conway Junction or West Street. I can't understand why, it's one-way street. Down the roadway, you can't actually drive up that street. So I can't see why you need a road closed on one-way street.
It's more of a people can't tell they know a one-way street.
There's a sign, well, in this day and age, these people don't have to recognise road signs. There's a big road sign that says one way.
It's more of a deterrent as well to stop anyone that thinks I'm fed up with these road closures, I'm going through. But it's there as this road is closed, don't drive up it. So we have stewards on that road closure as well. And it, like I say, it's more of a deterrent rather than idiot proofing in a way.
Also, the road closed sign at a corner of, I think, North Street. Last time it was just about Boundary Street that way, in the park where the roads are. And for some strange reason, every year they disappear. Road closed signs.
Where is it looking, sorry?
On Exchange Street, and you make sure that you actually see that road close sign from the top. Because in the past, you can't actually, when you're standing at the top of Exchange Street, you can't see the road, because the way the hill shapes. And in the past, road close signs have disappeared. Local use, which means the people were travelling up Exchange Street, and before they realised it was closed, and they were trying to turn around. They had sometimes 3 or 4 people all trying to turn around at the same time. It was causing total chaos. I think one of the problems obviously out of town and going over local roads, you can just drive across School Street. I think it was causing a lot of problems last year.
So where do you want the sign on Exchange Street?
Somewhere where we can see it, again, at the top. If you go down the street, it seems to go, the gentle slope, it's something that dips down.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when you take it to the top, you can't actually see the bottom. Because in the past, I don't know why, but the local limbs just move the same. It just disappears.
Right, I'll speak to traffic manager. They,
And we've got there, road closed at the bottom of, Waterside Road, that's the bottom. Where it says, road closed and that. It could have been a bit confusing. Driving along, Dam side,
yeah,
Mildred Dam side, and you see that side. And they get, they might get confused as which way they turn, because there's nowhere else going up to the town centre, but then carry on with that road, it goes up the bridge, back over into Nelson Road. So,
so there'll be a sign, there's a diversion tab to Town Centre closed ahead, no through route, follow diversion with an arrow pointing up Waterside. And obviously around back of the police station and round. Is that where you're referring to?
yeah, so that's okay, 'cause they're
And
like,
then there's one at the bottom that says diversion down Shore Street. It's very small, but it's there.
Oh. Yeah, there are a number of rubbish. Is it possible to see the map where they're thinking of putting the bins? And if we possibly can, could we have the trade trolley bins on St John's?
What is it you want, sorry?
Do you know the large trolley bins?
The orange one.
Yeah, I don't know what they're usually yellow, I think, but we can throw all the recycling.
Also, we've got a couple of skips. and put
Yeah.
them on.
Yeah, but not
The car park,
not
yeah.
skips. They're on trolleys. They're on the wheels. Yeah, and you close them. Yeah, Eurobit.
Right.
What they call euros. Thank you.
And you want them on the car park at St John's
Yeah.
Church.
You can empty and then.
Yeah, that's right. And it just stops so much going into the ordinary bins.
And you want the list of bin locations.
Yeah, please, because particularly near the music shop is,
Yeah, we've added in 2 down there. We've added an extra 2 bins down there. Well,
And that, are you ready to go?
yeah, and last time they didn't put anything out on a Friday. It all went out today. Yeah, I mean the recycling, we worked with.
I will,
On the Friday.
I will confirm with Pendle what they
They're gonna
deliver bins and
Yeah.
etc. But it's normally Thursday afternoon, Friday morning.
Because we come out on the Saturday morning to make sure that there's enough recycling bins with stickers on.
Yeah, we can sort that.
Yeah, okay, Alex,
Yeah, thank you.
anything else? Yes,
Just thinking about this issue with Exchange Street, traffic coming on the hill, not being able to see. It would probably make sense to close the road at the junction as per normal. But maybe also put road close signs just above Stoke Street on the brow of the hill, so you would be able to see that. And you would be able to, you still have an opportunity to turn on when you got to it.
Yeah.
about Felton Street.
so,
So,
there's a station, last turn off to the right, you can do.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it is, yeah.
So
So I think just so long as people coming up there can see that it's there, that's the issue.
looking at this plan, it is showing that just not in line with School Street, there is going to be a road closure sign in the middle of the road. But I will ask traffic management to also put an extra 1 or 2 road head close signs stacked down the hill, so you'll have 3 road head close signs before you actually get to the closure. And then if it's over, the road closed, then it's more full then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's one.
Well, also Stewart, exchange rates, we've got 22 Stewart.
Operational. Next,
Is the strip out going to be on the Monday?
is the stripper.
Oh, yeah. Last year,
Yeah.
Yes, but no. So the plan is on the Monday, the casual event staff will come in and remove all the fencing once the toilets are gone. Other than the fencing around the market, that stage will still be in words until we get that up Tuesday morning. But all toilet compounds and the Harris fencing on the junction where we put the temporary closures in will get removed on the Monday.
On that one, the stage that's going to be for the second hole, is that on the road or is that off the road?
In the market, that's going to be on the grass.
So it's not on the road.
No,
That was my thing. We said that. That's
The other, and then anybody wants to say free or ask anything? No?
not for operational, I don't think.
No?
just one last one. Just a quick one. Buskers last year, we had one turn up. It was apparently too sure where it was supposed to go. We didn't know the locations.
They never are. They never are. You just have a look for the buskers tag and give them a landmark. You think it'd be enough?
Sure. Probably turn when I'm not going when which way you're supposed to be at. So it wasn't too sure. So no, like I say, you've got Nathan, you've got the security and town hall. So you can have S probably something like that.
Yeah, there'll always be something.
Will they have ideas that should be there?
Yeah, well, we can make that happen.
It's
It's in the
actually
program.
program.
It is in the program.
Oh,
Um,
we're going to let the know. Don't be sure.
everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, it's got one last year.
It's on repeat.
Yeah, we came up at 5:15, we're not sure. If they are.
The bus tenants will also have a big A3 product sign on that says
Is it numbers?
bus free bus reading. So in the program, it's got a map which shows where they are. But then on the page, it's all about buskers, it will say buskers outside of Muni, for example. So then there'll be a gazebo, a big A3 product sign that says
I'm saying it's the act itself, we know,
yeah.
not in the eyes across the teeth.
But we've got chatted again, and we got the fellow that introduced us at the acts, on the main stage.
I think it was.
They've got the chat from all the, well, the living
Company.
company.
Oh, which is, yes, Steve's doing the different drum. And we've got various people, splitting the ships of the new.
Right, we've got chatted, we've got Marcus.
It'll be the usual crew.
Yeah, I think the chap that did the sound at St. John, we don't really, I think.
As far as I'm aware, it's Marcus at the Hippodrome. And probably Steve down at the new.
Yes, yeah.
This is item 14.
Yeah.
You've jumped the gun.
Sure.
So merchandise. So this year last year we trialled our new merchandise trolleys, which like I mentioned earlier on that they already preloaded all the t-shirts from there, all the road label, pin back, everything's label, built-in Castros, bar machines, a lot. This year we've added in 3 extra merch trolleys, so that when we take merchandise to the Hippodrome, to the mobile merch stores, it's just a case of wheel it out and it's all ready to crack on and start selling merchandise. This year we've added a little bit of branding to them so that they stand out, they look official, they look the part. In terms of the type of merchandise we've got available, so we've got the festival t-shirt, it's been demoed by the mannequin, which has been designed by Convoy Staff Society this year, so we need to have a look at it, 'cause it's a big improvement to the ones that we've had the past couple of years. We've got the 2026 pin badge, which I've got a couple out of them. Safe, so if anyone want to have a look, you can do. So we've got the 2026 pin badge, got a Corn skyline, and it's a little bit retro. I quite like it. And then we've also got a limited edition 35th anniversary pin badge, which we haven't got many left, which is always good. And then we've obviously got the bottle openers and fridge magnets, all that sort of stuff. We're doing a bundle this year where you can get a t-shirt and the 26 pin badge for £18, which is an absolute bargain, really. Which all the merchandise is now live on the website, and I am fed up packaging merchandise and putting postage labels on that because it's gone really well. We've sold quite a lot of merchandise, whether it's been through the website, people coming into the box office, or people buying it as an adult when they buy the tickets. So the point, we have actually run out of 3XL t-shirts now. So once Gina back from annual leave, we'll be having a conversation, getting some more. But so far the merchandise has been going, selling really well, and we've had quite a lot of compliments on it. And obviously over the festival weekend it'll be available at the rugby club, Hippodrome, Little Theatre, a pop-up merch store outside the unit, pop-up merch store outside the town hall, and in the town hall box office itself. Hopefully we can self-lantern and obviously raise money towards the festival. Anyone have any questions?
Are the volunteers this year going to get a exclusive designer t-shirt again?
So volunteers will get the volunteer t-shirts, they'll get the packed lunch, they'll get unlimited brooms and all that sort of stuff. We are limiting the number of volunteers in box office because of how busy it gets. But all volunteers will be free and will be given their local t-shirt. Same as last year. So it's a sapphire blue. The reason we've done the same as last year is to put the dates on the t-shirts now, so that we can build a stock up of volunteer t-shirts and eventually go out buying it if it's got in the stock. Same with crew t-shirts. So it's same design, and eventually we'll get to the point where we've just got them in stock. We don't need to order them, we've got to keep spending money every year on a design, on the print. We've already got them. But volunteers will get a lovely sapphire blue volunteer t-shirt. And obviously anyone that does volunteer and do 4 hours of volunteering will get given a wristband. So that day or the day after, or whatever they want, as long as it's not full festival really. So yeah.
Okay. Item 13, update from Bruce. Why this?
Festival tree and
What's the next time?
Festival street.
So got a variety of street entertainment taking place this year. So musical rooms will be returning this year. So the Nun on the Piano had a great last year because he, she, it was in Portugal. So they're back this year, and then we'll also have Elton Round on Sunday. We'll see the return of the 360 photo booth, which was really popular last year outside the town hall, and really well received. The Mirrormen will be back on Saturday, and the Blues Brothers Still Walkers, which they had a dance off last year, which was quite entertaining, outside the town hall, which were good. We'll have face painting, gliss tattoos, hair braiding, and we've also got a rodeo bull coming along this year. So part of the agreement with St John's family and that way they watch on their land. So we've got giant games and rodeo bull coming along. On the Sunday we'll have photo booth again, we'll have Elton Round. We've got the disco heads for their disco ball heads and light up suits and whatnot. And we'll also have the return of the giant heads. We've got I think we've got Tina Turner and Freddie Mercury coming on with the giant head, which we years ago, which was quite well received. And obviously we'll have face painting again in the evening on Sunday. Very
Specific.
for the event area, so it will be a really buzzing atmosphere on the track. Yeah, I'll take it straight.
The last event we had, at the time, we had street traders who were coming up from Skipton Road selling these tails on a stick thing. Have we got anything to like street traders? These bombs.
No, so the only people that should be trading on the high street, the businesses on the high street, the businesses that apply put up mobile bar on outside, the official food vendors, anyone that decides to rock up and try to sell flashy stuff or curly potatoes or whatever, they will get moved on by security. Yeah, because whilst we may have street trader's license, because we put the road closure in place, which becomes our event area, they can only trade within that area without consent. So they will get moved on, and obviously if it becomes an issue over the weekend, the police will get involved on it. Yeah,
It's just that switch to the street selling. It's like,
Do it at Christmas, don't they? Then we've got the animal flashing lights, the other thing.
okay, that's the only thing I can ask for.
The bus street entertainment,
we've done that one, yeah.
they from Congress, isn't
Nothing much really to add other than what we've already talked about. Still the stages are fully programmed and ready to go. We published the official fringe yesterday on Facebook, which seems to be getting quite well received. I think it's 17 fringe this year. And good to see the market fall involved as well, because that means there's something going on, which is always a ball of contention for some people. You wonder why there's nothing going on there. So hopefully that might spread. Just in general, looking ahead to next year, I've already got quite a large number of acts lined up on the main stage. You're looking book, where right, what's the phrase?
Wish list.
See ducks in a row, that's it. That's
You've been doing it for a few years now, the names obviously got a lot better on, is it I think better to get the people to actually come up and you know,
There's two reasons for getting people booked in early. One is that if you don't, you might miss out.
Yeah.
That is something that I've learned. It just also spreads. From a purely selfish point of view, the more I can get done before Christmas, the better.
yeah. It's well known now within the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So somebody who, when you started, they go, I don't know, obviously, I'm not going there.
Yeah, there's an element of that.
You
Yeah,
might say, oh, wow.
it's certainly
It's
easier
probably-
when artists send it.
Interesting. Here,
What year before, there was not a lot of them asking, but people asking, ear protection, you know, the earphone. For the young ones especially, which we didn't have, not a possibility.
We do have downstairs some ear defenders that we bought a couple of years ago, at requested from the events committee, and the idea was to lend them out with a £10 deposit. They never took off. So we have got them still boxed, so downstairs, the top shelf of the event, so. But like I say, it never took off. We would need a £10 deposit. Pair of them is £10 to replace. But what you do tend to find, anyone that they need their defenders, or the children need their defenders, you do already have them. You do see it more and more now across the fence. Those that struggle with a loud noise in a busy environment already have them on, they're prepared for it. And to be honest, it would be an extra thing that we've got to sort out over the weekend. When, like I say, most people that do need them will already have them.
The last one is, it's been raised over the years, is there's space for people with SEN. You know, people with children, especially, you know, say autistic or whatever, sometimes you need a bit of a safe and quiet. Is there some reproduction of that?
So, St. Bartholomew's is opening. Constantine have said they'll be opening, and I believe St. John's will be opening in time to do tea, coffees. I think there's some crafting activities as well. There's various places throughout the event area that people can sneak off to and get away from the noise. And
Could you actually add, you know, make sure they know where they are, know it's a safe space, go on, they walk around looking for it. It's up to us knowing, or the local man, if you're out of town, they won't know the concept of it's a safe space. They might not know about developing a safe space. But, you know, making sure that people actually know where they are in the van.
I'm trying to think about something.
and we now continue.
And we've got a 35-year Bruce flags.
No.
I
Last year we bought the festival flag that's still brand new. It was only 3-4 days. It's not covered in region DCs. The plan was to put that back up. And flags are expensive. And obviously we try to keep in budget. We didn't buy anniversary flag, we still flag back up.
Besides,
Just come back to the subject of ear defence. As laudable as it is, you open a very big can of worms. Because if you start hiring out ear defenders, you then assume some responsibility for whether or not they work. And unless they're properly certified, which I'm assuming any of the council are, Obviously you leave yourself up to litigation. Added to that, there's a growing culture amongst concert goers now to use in-ear earphones. You see it all the time. More and more people are using it. It's something I would approach with caution. I think personal responsibility is key word. You're bringing a young chap in a fair way, in my decibel levels in excess of
I just suggest for place spaces that in next year's program.
I've got 20.
And there's only been one foot. There was somebody on at the union that brought their own sound, and it was ridiculous. It was so distorted and so loud. Everybody was like running, trying to stand it. But normally it's not that. It's not like you're next to a big speaker and it's
No.
loud.
No, the sound levels are very well controlled.
They are.
In general.
Also nowadays we have battles of shame.
You know, when they start making too much noise, you stick a plexiglass screen in front of them. You know, whether they like it or not.
Yes,
Just to reiterate what you said, the military stops handing a pair of earphones to each person because of the health and safety hygiene issue. But the other one is the military are going for a big case of compensation for effects that they found to be faulty. So they're supplying it. So if we have a second where we like say, eventually we could be opening ourselves up to a major kind of work.
It is certainly something that we can and possibly should bring to people's attention. You know, concerts can be allowed to do incinerated events.
I mean, a few years ago, I walked down Main Road here, and we had the pub on one side, a venue on the other side, and were doing their own thing. And I could not hear anything. I was just so loud. But it's not the venues, it wasn't the main stage, it was something with their own DJ on, something putting on the British Society or the stage. So we can't control absolutely everything. It's sort of, we need to keep an eye on it, just so that's a licensing issue, not ours.
What you said,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. There's no reason why we don't.
We'll be doing some social media posts about using the correct bins and off bus, so I'm sure we can put some stuff out on social media as well.
right, okay. Item 15, guidance for a future agenda.
I don't think this is working. We want to make the town we can, and I think however, there is a little area just near the pharmacy. I think it might be called Hartley Court.
Richmond Court.
Richmond Court, and we've still got that awful barrier there. And I was suggesting, could we use one of our Pony Blue towers instead? Get rid of that barrier, and one of the towers that we've got in stock that used to be at the bus station. We've got plenty of plants that can go in there. But it will need to be planted on very soon, so it gets established.
I will send an email in the morning to and whatnot. Just see if we can swap it out, and if we can get it done by the end of the week.
Because obviously the barrier stops, I don't know quite what, and the tower would prevent anybody.
Preventing cars coming in.
Problem is, that bit of the road is still technically a road.
It has all got a upright barrier that is cemented in there, so there is no reason for the extra barrier.
Yeah, we don't need that extra barrier then, do we?
And another thing is we are discussing about a new sign in front of the guitar bed and also the Titanic bed. And we've got some designs for that. But I think they still need tweaking. But if that's all right with the budget, we'd like to get those in place before the event because it's a great place where people do take photos.
Well, it's quite a year. What to do? The boys are people's together. They're all eager to do it, so they're going to be, they're not.
That before the
No,
Once you've got a design, if you fire it across with dimensions, we can kind of the ball over and get it done before the festival.
Thank you.
yes,
Just going back to what councillor was saying about that area, which it is actually a conservation area as well. And I believe it was councillor Ash Sutcliffe who asked that barriers be put in place because people were going into the chemist driving in, which is a no stopping area with a little hatch else that then reversing out into mainstream travel. Problem is, they still use it as a lane line.
If we position the tower properly, I think.
I think it's Marfield that performed that.
I know that Ash has asked repeatedly for that awful barrier to be removed.
No, he actually put it in.
Yeah, he did, but he's asked for it to be removed. Yeah.
Okay. My turn, date time next meeting. Say, it's a really lovely weekend and it's absolutely overflowing with guests.